why does that work with us and not some other consulting firm? What makes us different? I mean, how come we can do that, other folks can?
Can I jump in there?
Please, yeah.
Well, because John and Ken, with your experience leveraging DASA principles and DASA certification paths, you all have been able to teach at the individual contributor level, to the leader level, to the executive level, like the leaders of leaders, right? And so we can get personalized, customized, private training at the right level for that organization, as opposed to, like we talked about, traditional model would be like, let's send my whole organization 5 days off-site, pay for travel and expense, fly them somewhere to do in-person, online, or in-person training, or even online training that's not as useful. So I think we can offer the different levels of training necessary for the success of that organization.
And I think you're right. That precision evaluation, precision training, and then also being very honest and sincere about what we find. I think that's what makes us different too. Think about how an executive has to make a decision. They may say, okay, yeah, I may have 600 people that need to go through this, but the person that I have running this, maybe she or he is not the right person, or I don't think that they're the right person. And there's the problem, right? If you have a leader who's kind of wobbling on a director or something, we've got to fix that problem first, because that's affecting everybody else downstream. So the ability for us to come in and listen and pay attention, learn about what's going on. Maybe there is a person that's having a little bit of a difficult time. Maybe there's a director that's kind of gone off the rails for whatever reason. We can actually help evaluate that person, determine if it's a temporary problem or not, or if it's something that we can actually help transform that person and get them back into an organizational kind of fit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And not to continue to plug on DASA, but I think the two of you, John was the ambassador for the United States or North America for DASA, right? The author of some of the DevOps leadership training certification, and Ken was one of the first people also to be trained and certified. So the two of you in North America are the only two certified, train the trainers for the DevOps leadership course that's offered by DASA.
And the coach.
I think that's a differentiator too, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know that there's any other firm that services North America the way that we do that has that level of credential and competency.
Well, I think so. You're bringing some up there. So that's a big thing. Is that so? For those of you that don't know DASA, DevOps Agile Skills Association, they're the world's leading body of knowledge in agile, DevOps, and digital transformations. And what we're doing is we've partnered with them for years, and we're helping write the standards for the world in agile, DevOps, and your digital transformations. Then what we're doing is we're going hands-on teaching, not only through DASA, but with other organizations around the world, leading teaching organizations and certification agencies, and we're teaching those certifications with those standards in those classes. Then we go hands-on consulting out into the world. And so we got this little ecosystem where we're writing the standards, teaching the standards and certifications, and then in the trenches, making sure that what the standards that we write and the information and methods that we put out in the classroom are going to gain you or get GSG, get stuff done, or be successful. And I don't know any other organization that is doing that today to the quality, precision, and depth that we are.
Right. And just like at an MBA at a prestigious university, the professor teaching the MBA has led an enterprise or an organization that he's teaching or she is teaching and lecturing on. They have that real world experience before they teach that class, and they're bringing that practical experience back to that course. It's not just a professor that's only done academia their entire career, teaching the undergraduate course, the Computer Science 101, but they've never really written a line of code or been a professional programmer, right? So I think the fact that we can do that full life cycle of the learning, experiential learning, embedded learning with you is unique.
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen it.
The thing I love about telling the story of the creation, the birth of Intelligence Catalyst is how we all knew each other for years. We would go to lunch, go to coffee, share stories, until we almost had that magic moment ourselves. And we realized we're telling a lot of the same stories over and over again. We're recognizing the same character traits and attributes within these organizations. Then we started aligning on our own vernacular. We started to transform and gel as a team, speaking the same way about how transformations were occurring successfully and unsuccessfully and what we saw out in the world. And then we began to form a structure around that. We started to create this new disruptive idea built from the experiences in the real world.
And that's what I talked about, that self-realization moment, is that we all here, and including, Jorge and Christina, sorry you guys can't be here, it's hard for you to get here today. But we all, had that self-realization moment individually and then as a group, and we said we got to do something about this because we see collateral damage, right? We see all this stuff. We see good people, good organizations being hurt because, and that's where we want to jump in and help.